Please give a warm round of applause for Sean Koch!
And it's around the thing we got my name right, which is nice, but it's a couple of weeks ago. Well, this is my third set, and after watching other comedians, I will give a bit of crowd work a go tonight. A couple of cutting one-liners to get you guys started. I'm not going to pick on Josh, because the guy's pretty much been the highlight tonight. Extremely boring night about Josh in the front of Jay. So I'll pick on, what's your name?
Liz.
Liz, where are you from, Liz?
Palmy.
Awesome. I'm actually setting up a joke, I don't really care where you're from. Liz, do you want to hear a joke, Liz?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. What do you call a samurai at the bottom of the ocean?
What?
Dead. Who's next to you?
Me? Oh, Joe.
Joe, where are you from?
Palmy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, Joe, do you want to hear a joke?
Of course.
What's the difference between coke and cocaine?
You on cocaine?
3 to 5 years. Josh, do you want to hear a joke? So, a third cutting joke. Sorry, Josh. What do you call a guy walking down the street, who's 300 pounds, covered in tattoos, and carrying a crowbar?
Criminal.
Sir. That's all my best jokes at the beginning of the set, so we're in trouble now. It's pretty much going downhill. So my name is Sean Koch, although growing up I had trouble with my name because technically it is Koch, German. I know you're gasping, but actually it's Koch. It's a very common German last name. Sean Koch is a truly dull name, but growing up in high school I had trouble with the last name being Koch, but not from students, but from the teachers, because they used to fuck up my name. I understand the last part, because you don't want to say Koch in the middle of a classroom when you're a teacher. They used to fuck up my first name as well. They used to call me Sean, because it's S-E-A-N, so it's Irish, but it should be a photo, you know, nobody cares, but above the E. So they used to fuck up my name. So to be the role, you get past all the normal name kids. Back in the day, I'm a primary school teacher, by the way, when parents gave their kids normal names, and there'd be a pause to get to me, and I knew what was coming. If you look at me, he looks down. They must have thought I was like an exchange student or something with the spelling. So they'd go, is Seen Cooch there? like that's a lot better to say Seen Cooch in the middle of like a classroom. Eventually you lean into it, like that's your name, Nagger. That's me, Seen Cooch, which is not something a 14-year-old in a classroom should be saying. And if you knew what I looked like when I was 14, I also look like now, it obviously made me a liar. Now this is kind of like, this is my first set I've done third time, so it's a little out of context now, but you guys are getting to know me because it's like my first time on the stage. So when I was growing up in Australia, because I grew up in Australia, you know what the difference between Australians and Kiwis is? What? What's the difference? Nothing, guys. It's absolutely the same, trust me. That got a much better laugh last time I did it. That was the best part of the skit. Yeah. Anyway, growing up in Australia, I was diagnosed with ADD. Similar to James, I've got very bad memory. So things like wallets, sunglasses, shoes, these things just pass me into another dimension. I've never located this dimension. And this is all I have, and this I come from work. My work keys on my pants, but I still managed to come to work a couple of times without my keys. It's a bit embarrassing. You get to work and you realise you're not wearing pants. It's a bit of a groan laugh in the back too, so I appreciate that. You know, sort of head to the side, like, oh my god, I actually did that. It's going to get worse. I told you my best jokes were at the beginning. So, growing up with ADD, bit forgetful, and growing up when I was, wait, where's my sequence out here? ADD. Ah, so the ADD part. So, growing up ADD, you get ADD on my report card down a ward, like the teachers and my parents, I guess. I just looked at the ADD and thought, why do I want to advertise this shit? Yeah, thank you, all that there. I've got such short attention span for years, I thought I had AD. That's funny, thanks. The corner there saving my ass tonight. Alright, I'm going to skip past the Carroll High School reference, got to be a certain age to get that one. Alright, so I'm single, I'm kind of single, I've sort of I've just started a relationship, I'm not so, but once again I was single when I did this. And growing up, well, when I'm single now, people kind of start to wonder why you're still single, because I'm also 37. And some of my mates start to think that maybe I'm gay. My grandfather actually thinks I'm gay. I've got no idea why. We already got matched on Grindr once. And I'm pretty sure I'm not gay, but the guy I'm fucking might be. Looking at my timing here. Yes, I've worked a lot of different jobs over the years. And there's actually jobs. I've been a bartender, I've been a waiter, I've picked apples. There's not a rule 3, but I'm just going to name a bunch of jobs. I'm a primary school teacher now. This is a bit shocking maybe to hear, but We have different lives. I don't talk to those when I'm talking to 6-year-olds. And for a long time, people assumed that I was a drug dealer. I absolutely don't know idea why people think I'm a drug dealer. Because I'm thin, I'm energetic, and maybe it's because I keep selling drugs to people. I ruined the cocaine joke earlier. That was going to be the end of that set. So you can take that laugh and insert it right into this point. like a lone laugh, you know. Take that laugh from the beginning. You would be laughing there too. So I still want credit for that. For that particular part of Josh, am I doing okay, mate? Everyone falls back on Josh tonight, right? Oh, you're a legend, man. Make me feel good up here. Thanks a lot. Alright, let's go into the bakery bit, yeah. So it's not easy being a comedian in Palmerston North because it is a small town. I'm from Auckland and I grew up in Brisbane, near Brisbane. So for me, Palmerston North is pretty small. Everyone knows each other. And it is tiny, so I won't run you guys down the street constantly now. You remind me about how I did the ADD joke at the beginning, they hit another a set, or we finished the ADD joke in the middle of the set. But so once you blow here, everyone's going to know it for a while. But there is actually some good things to being a small town too. I was told that it's got a community feel, and it's true. There's a community feel. There's a bakery near where I work, and I was grabbing a sandwich, and an off-duty cop came in. And he lives near me, and we pass each other, we wave to each other. You know, he's got a dog. I don't have a dog, but we walk past and pretend I haven't got a dog, such thing. But I didn't think he knew me. And he waved to me, and he even knew my name, which is absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, I do have to go to the station tomorrow for a couple of questions. That's supposed to be the big joke, which that's the one where I had a story, and I set the joke up with the story. They tell me I went to this graduate thing, they're like, you've got to set the story up, and I'm just going to go back to the one-liners after this. It should be one-liners and then Josh. You guys should be reading that. I bought a ukulele a couple of weeks ago. Jake knows what happened with the ukulele.
It was terrible.
It was fucking horrible. Thanks, Jake.
So funny.
How do you have a boyfriend? It's fucking insane. Anyway, so I bought a ukulele out. And this is the joke. I'm going to do it anyway because it's like 6 people there, so I can just hopefully run to you guys again. I said, I was going to get a music element to my set tonight, but unfortunately I left the car and the guitar in the dryer too long, and yeah, that's the reaction I got. So, and then I turned around and I put the ukulele, and here's a pro tip by the way, it's hard to put a ukulele on a stool. The thing just falls off, and I'm pretty sure it's Jay actually went, this is my second set, went, oh. And that's the point in time where you're like, you know what, maybe let's go back to like, trying to entertain 6-year-olds rather than Jay. Anyway, now what happens with the setup? You kind of clap it at the end of the set there. You go. And I've talked too long at the end now, so you've lost reference to the beginning of the thing, but it's not easy being a comedian in Palmerston North, it's not easy being seen.